Okay, I think that's going. Oh, there's somebody here right away in the chat. Hello, Donut. Wah! I'm actually really bad at starting live streams, so just gonna say it. I've got about 25% experience, 25.5% left to go. I've got about 3.5 hours of music and a lot of stuff to do. So, just gonna get started immediately. Mochi, I hope you're ready. We have dungeons to run. No, I guess not. Hey, get ready. And I remembered to bring buffs this time and everything. Alright, I got my chat. I got live stream. I got my tunes. I've actually added some new music and taken out a whole bunch. That's why I'm at 3 hours instead of 12 for music this time. But I am going to start with the Age of Empires soundtrack because it's just my favorite. And we are going to go hell first. Ooh, and if we're lucky, we'll get 2 hells out of this. Oh shoot, hold. My eidolons are messed up. I guess Jormungand, and then I put her in the thumbnail, so I better use her, and I guess we'll bring Otohide. There we go. Just using every buff item I've got. I think that's every— oh, wait, no, we're gonna use a candy. Last one. And yes, I do have Guild Barrage on because it's more fun. Boy, man, when I woke up, what was it, Wednesday morning, and they had announced the, new game. I thought it was an April Fool's joke that was a day late. It's too complex for a puny brain to handle at the beginning, but I'm getting the hang of it. Oh, you started playing! Nice, nice! I mean, I guess we could have tried to recruit other people to see if they wanted to join, but if you're of the level you need to be on the global server here, feel free to join in part way if you'd like. I think we'll actually be able to get a another run of the hell mode. Oh, I forgot to pop one of these. I can't even see what stat I got. And after I switched my eidolons, I forgot to even pull them out. Well, I don't think you're starting too late, Donut. Just, you're not going to see a lot of people in the lower level areas. I mean, I already got its 0.5%, but this is the best dungeon for experience. It's got so many mobs. And this class is terrible for gathering them up. And of course, when I'm hitting that many of them with the blood whip, my game just bogs down like nobody's business. Oh, you know what I'm missing? I'm missing a 24-hour experience crystal. Throw one of those on. Where'd it go? There you are. I think I'm also missing the basic Navia Feast, but I don't have any in my inventory, so... Oh, Noble Cuisine, I think it is? Why do I go Guardian class if you play alone? Guardian's actually got some really nice comfort stuff with its quite strong defensive capabilities. And the other thing I like about Guardian now is it's got all those nuke skills going on since they did the revisions, so... Nothing wrong with going Guardian class if you play alone. Plus, if you're looking for leechers, people will always join in with a Guardian because it's got the ability to share drops with the rest of the party with a roar. Level cap is 140, so if you see that it says I'm level 39 right now, that's just the, it doesn't show the 100 part yet. And then if your level is over, I think it's 36 right now, it'll show as question mark, so I can't see what Mochi's level is. Whoop. I don't want to be in that. What the... Oh, I'm just taking damage, that's all. We're friends, right? Yeah, we're friends. How much experience have I have stacked anyway? 400%. So I could be a little bit higher for experience bonuses, but I don't really want to use a VIP sprite. Which would be the only thing I could use, I think. Hello, Celia. It looks like just like giant guns. We have a background accessory that kind of looks like that, actually. Hold on, maybe I can find it. I think I have one. Ooh. Oh, maybe I better not do it during the boss fight. 1 second. I am really excited about the new class as well, but my problem is, like, if they only release it on the Fresh Start server, that would kind of suck. Oh, I think my mic might be a little bit loud. Hold on a second here. Smidge down there. Anyway, now that we're not fighting a boss, hold on. Costume, ornament... I don't have a whole lot of costumes, so... Can't be that hard to find. This is why I brought someone with me, so that they could do all the work while I stare at my, costumes. Oh, come on, I swear I had one of the red ones. This one? This is what it kind of reminds me of. This is what I think the new class is gonna look like. But, yeah, if they don't bring it to this server, I don't know. That'd be pretty disappointing. Like, I'd be okay waiting a year for it like we normally do for new content, but if we just don't get it, period, that would be sad. Oop, wrong one. I probably should have used a drop charm too, since we're going to be fighting all these dungeons, but... I'll put that in there. I've been playing since the open beta, so that would have been 2014 for the global version. I did take a little bit of time off, though. It's not like I played for the entire time. I do a decent amount of overtime at work right now, but there was a period of time I did so much overtime I just didn't play games at all. Oh, I need a moment. My teapot doesn't have a candle. Sorry about that. I use a tea light candle to keep my tea warm because I would like it to still be warm after I finish my coffee. And I got so distracted because of the audio issues I was having at the last minute that I forgot to light it. Yeah, I do really like the game. I find it to be, I mean, I know I'm grinding dungeons right now, so it probably doesn't seem like it, but I actually really enjoy just the, you have to focus just enough that it blocks out anything going on, like the stress from work today. One of our customers is causing a lot of problems at work today, so it's nice to just forget about it for a bit. Oh yeah, my gold dragon points are capped too. Oh well. So my guildie's got the new Eidolon Merlin. His dual card was kind of bland compared to some of the other new ones. So I posted on my community tab about possibly doing an attempt at actually marathoning from level 1 to Awakening on my Scrub account, which is the one that I started when I did the live stream series last year that wasn't completely live from start to finish. Because I did think it would take a little bit longer, but just to see how long it would take if you don't have all the archive. I mean, I have some there now, just a little bit of like the free Eidolons, but I thought it might be interesting to see. But now, if they're gonna do like a fresh start server, maybe I hold off on that and see what the fresh start server's grind to cap level is like. I was actually chatting with someone that I talked about a little bit in the video I put out. I think their name was Domino. Yes, Domino. They actually DM'd me afterwards, and they had a lot more insight about how the other fresh start servers have gone for X Legend when they re-released some of their other games. And one of the things that they said was that they've actually been, even though it uses the same client, they've been doing still like region servers, which I feel was kind of, I don't know, counterintuitive since we just got all the servers together. You know, I thought it was my peripheral vision acting up, but my OBS is actually flickering. Like the whole program is just going black for a second. I calculated I'll probably need about 15% just in dungeons. And then I can move on to just daily quests to get the last 10%. What do I yeah, I've only got one more super card, so at the very least, max week in dungeon is 2 hours, because it's, because all my cards are going to run out. And of course I pre-grabbed all the top 4 dungeons, because if we're lucky, I think we'll get away with just 4 dungeons. Jormungand back out here. Just gonna... that window there. Kind of feel like Mochi's doing all the work. Actually, Mochi, I don't know if you were in the I had the stream open on the other window, but I am curious what level you were at right now. Oh, yeah, he is there. Oh man, look at all these treasure chests. That'll make for some nice fragments. Oh, not the waste. Oh, pretty low into 37 there. I mean, he's not using it anywhere near as many experience buff items as I am either, so... I've mostly brought him along as a telepow. And of course, I can solo the dungeons, but it's much faster if you bring a friend, right? What made me get into MMOs? Oh, you're gonna think this is a funny answer. I had a... oh boy. Well, this is gonna really age me, but when I first started university, I found that I was struggling to just chit-chat with people. Like, I suppose small talk was really struggling, or really challenging for me, and even things like posting on forums online made me feel really nervous, so I actually broke into MMOs, and a different one before Aura Kingdom. I actually started with Grand Fantasia, which is another one made by X Legend, with the intention of trying to be a little bit more social with people in a, I want to say, low-stakes environment. As much as low stakes an MMO can be, I suppose. But I didn't talk to anybody, so when I saw Aura Kingdom was going to release in 2014, I actually switched over to it thinking that maybe a fresh start on a new MMO would be easier. And it's kind of just been history since then. Hello, Snow! Focus. Wow, with this many experience buffs, it might not even take 3 hours. I kind of allocated that because I'm not used to running with so many fancy items. Could have popped an Avia Feast to really speed it up. Well, I'm doing very well. Thank you, Snow. I got myself a nice cup of coffee and a pot of tea for when that's gone. And we're already done, like, 4%. This is the... Yes, this is the right dungeon. Hello, Indie Fox. Michael. I'm glad that I was able to remind you of some good times with your WoW buddies. Holy moly, 8 hours unpaid? I don't like the sounds of that. That sucks. And actually, I drank most of my coffee getting ready for this stream, so there's only a little bit left. Alright, you can go stun us. Gotta have a full-time job to be able to afford living. Living's tough these days, you know. Right now, I'm actually doing a lot of training at work, so I hate to say this because sometimes some of my trainees show up in the chat and are just quietly watching. But sometimes I just really wish that I could be the one to just do the work and get it over with, because obviously the people that I'm training aren't as fast as me. Sorry guys if any of you guys are around. You know, I'm trying to watch the bounce on Mochi's lightning skill here. It doesn't do too bad when they're all gathered up, but its range isn't nearly as far as the Ravager, huh? The bounce is average. Oh, the adjustment on the bard's what is it? Right path? The damage path? It's even worse than the one on the Holy Sword. X-ray school clinicals. Cohort needs to do the jobs of actual X-ray techs for experience. Oh shoot, for experience. That's gotta be stressful. You know, I'm glad they haven't gotten rid of the 100% spawn rate. Kinda wish more dungeons had it, though. With one of those, pull out. Oh, I think I turned off my mouse again. I used to have my mouse on when I was streaming, but I turned it off because I was recording some footage for other videos. I think if I change it, sometimes it freezes up and then I have to restart OBS, so I'm just gonna leave it off. Hope you guys don't mind. Seven, 9. Oh shoot, I have it on repeat 1 track. There we go. Okay, I did shuffle up my soundtrack for the stream. It's got a lot of the same songs that are high energy because I'm not entirely sure how long this is gonna take. But there are some familiar ones. I just like to start on the Age of Empires because I don't know, I just really like the soundtrack. Mobs will be fine. You know, I haven't changed up my desk in a little while. I should probably, like, at least move the copies so it looks like different copies every time, huh? Oh. No, I think they're locked. And I've got expensive charms on. I shouldn't be goofing around with my look while I've got expensive charms on. Silent communication in a party. Well, there's a certain balance between waiting to kill every single mob inside and whether or not it's worth the time on the charms. Ice cards. I always call cards charms for some reason. But I think when we do the other 2 dungeons, we'll go a little faster. So it should be okay. RB next. I think. Yeah, I don't want to skip these chests just yet, even though they take quite a while, because the S35 weapons, if you can get... Oh yeah, we can just reload here, I suppose. If you can get an S35 weapon in a good element, that's good, obviously. But I actually still don't even have an S35 weapon for my whipmaster. I'm still using an S25. Wait, is that not even fully fortified? Oh no, it is. Part-time jobs, huh? It's always nice to have a little bit of spending money. I remember back when I was in high school, I used to bus tables. And I saved up all the money from bussing tables. And I also folded towels at like a department store. And I used that to buy a trip to Japan, actually. There we go, now we're on to different music. Oh, did he run to the boss? Yeah, he did. And yes, this is a random selection of video game music. So that right now we've got some Genshin Impact, some Xenoblade Chronicles, some Atelier, just a nice selection of tunes that I like. That'll keep me awake enough to continue if this goes too late. Although we are already at 80%, we've done 5. I just don't know that we can keep up a pace of 30 minutes being 5%. This song's a little bit louder too, so I'll probably turn it down a bit. Just thinking about the old days bussing tables at a all-you-can-eat seafood restaurant. Gosh, that was so long ago. I think the restaurant is even still there. But, at all-you-can-eat restaurants, they don't let you take any leftovers home if you get the all-you-can-eat. So bussing tables after all-you-can-eat at a place that doesn't charge people extra for wasting food, you'd basically just have to shovel half-eaten fish into the garbage can. So I can't eat fish very much anymore. Scarred for life from high school part-time jobs. Yeah, we could probably just keep going here. Oh, this one's from Tales of Graces. I forgot I threw this in here. It's a surprise to me, despite the fact that I literally made this playlist right before we started. Alrighty, next dungeon is technically low level, I guess. I might have to go back and double check, but it'd be interesting to see how much of a difference it is between the 3 of the, or I guess the 5 of the other dungeon and 4 of that one. Just because I know the other one has so much more experience with all the mobs. But continue we shall. Probably don't need you so high up, huh? Alright, so if you're not super familiar with how this game's combat system works, in the really high-end dungeons, elemental skills are basically going to be the backbone of your damage. So when I go to my detailed list, and my stats aren't amazing, so it's fine. The only element that's even in the positive is my storm element. You can see everything else is in red text as negatives. So only my 2 storm skills are really going to do any actual damage. Everything else is just for debuffs. So if I don't have any debuffs to apply, it's honestly not even that much better to try using any other skills. The majority of my damage is only going to come from these 2 storm ones. Oh, this is Talia Aisha. Yeah, I shuffled up the playlist a bit. I certainly hope none of this gets copyright claimed. I was pretty confident I picked a selection that wouldn't be, though. Yep. I might... Oh. Thought I might die there because she stunned me. I think Mochi carried on that one. Discord messages here too. EXP boosters to reach level 100? I mean, I use some, but I'm pretty confident that based on the fact that I was hitting the cap experience too early, like I was hitting the cap experience before I was done the quests, you get over 30 days worth of experience buff just from the new player bonus items. Hold on, do I have any in my inventory? Yeah, you get something like this. This is a 7-day one that you get when you first start out that I just haven't used yet. You also get a 30-day one, so you get plenty of these little guys that'll buff up your quest experience, and that'll probably be enough. But I personally usually ended up using like a VIP sprite just to be 1,000,000% sure. That's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to do it on a newer account, so that I could see whether or not that would apply for other players as well, or if my excessive pre-planning actually was necessary to be able to make it. I mean, the other thing you could do is just join an active guild that's got one of these guild online buffs going on, because these have quest experience as well. I don't know that I'm going to make an 100% new account again, because I think 2 accounts is enough to keep track of. But I do have an account, my scrub account I call it, because I named my my Ravager scrub. Whoop. And that account doesn't have very many achievements, it doesn't have very many eidolons, it doesn't have all the stuff that I've got having played for 10 years on this one. So I think it counts as relatively close to the new player experience. It's not going to have all the buffs that are associated with having played a really long time. What is Delphi's back as a boss? I mean, they reuse a lot of bosses, right? Although, if you ask me plot-wise why she's here, I mean, technically, this is supposed to be hell. You know, I don't know whether or not... I guess these do technically still have the 30 armors. Yeah, the formulas. Is it a different person? It's so hard to tell. I made a video about it a while back, but the translation is spotty. You get the exact same character named different things in different dungeons. So... And you know, actually, that's one of the things I was a little bit worried about when it comes to the Impact server. If you're not aware, I made a video about it. I think more people probably have seen it than have not seen it. But they're making a new start from scratch server, and I wonder if they'll use the area translations or if they'll redo everything. I guess her name is Tiffany, so it's just the look is reused. Shows you what I know. I don't even recognize the names of the bosses anymore. Kodonoha being called Kitsune, huh? Actually, that's true. And the starter eidolons, and especially a lot of the early ones, rather than using their actual names, a lot of the time they ended up giving them completely different names in English. Like I think Seraph is supposed to be Adam, and Merrily is supposed to be Eve, right? So they're actually called that on some of the other servers. Of course, I've got Alina here because Alina's better. Or rather, I think actually Alina was just an easy pick if you don't want to think about it. She's not bad for basically any class because of her really nice long stun. So I wasn't thinking about it. And of course, I've renamed all of my eidolons as best as I can after times of day. I don't know if it's easy to read with the size of the UI on the live stream, but I worked really hard to come up with as many times of day as I could to try and name them all, and I've run out. So if you can think of any times of day that I haven't used, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I may name one of my new eidolons after it. Who do I have? I recently got some more new eidolons, so I need to name I need to name New Year's Anubis. I need to rename Poseidon. I need to rename Dorothy, Odin, New Year's Queen of Hearts, Christmas Sakuya, Christmas Andrea. I think that's all the ones that I need to rename right now. Time to go home, because she's the goddess of the heart, right? Easy that should be 3 times, right? Yes, we're on to the other dungeon. These guys have Reflect and I hate them, so no judging if we die on this first section. And by these guys, I mean these ones. Alright, so so far we've kind of... What do I plan to do? Okay, I see Rogue Racing is readying the gavel. Is that because, oh, Judgment. Right, I get it. And what do I plan to do after reaching cap level? I plan to move my gear over to a new character. Well, obviously not all of my gear, but I plan to move my endgame gear over to a new character and start working on them. But as for what class that's gonna be, I'm debating between Wizard and the Starcaller. Wizard is actually the first class that I made when I started the game. But it didn't really jive with me for the, so I ended up switching to Bow once Bow was released. But yeah, I still have my original Wizard, and I think it might be nice to get her to cap level. The other, oh shoot, no, I probably should work on my guns, because my guns are already 37, whereas my Wizard's only like 31 or something. Alright. Yeah, it'll probably be guns. Best class, well, okay, that's a bit of a, it's a bit of a tough one, Donut, because I really like playing on Ravager. Like, Ravager I find a lot of fun because of the way that its fire skill bounces about, but it's definitely not anybody's idea of the strongest class. In terms of DPS, I think the general consensus right now is that Wizard is really top tier. The Stellar Saphir is highly recommended for newbies because it's quite strong, it's got really good AoE, and it's also got a lot of buffing capability that helps you out. Like, you can choose which one helps you out best in the circumstances, between whether, like, if you're a little bit less geared, you need more defense. If you're a little bit more geared, you need less defense. You can go all in on the damage. So that's highly recommended. I know that with the guns buff, it's definitely stronger, so I wonder whether or not guns is going to see a little bit of a resurgence. And then, of course, a lot of people still stand behind the Starcaller as being one of the strongest classes in the game, and I don't think the Source has really fallen out of the top rank either. But personally, when it comes to it being fun, I like the gameplay for Ravager, I like the gameplay for Stellar Saphir, and I like the gameplay for Warbow, obviously. My favorite class is Warbow in terms of, like, just the having fun. It's just, unfortunately, one of the weakest classes. Oh, but we are expecting Warbow to be reworked. You're so right, Plinko. I find Warbow to be the most fun, even if it's the weakest. Well, one of the weakest. Issue with Warbow, and obviously I can't really show you, but all of its skills are built around a charging mechanic. And then they started implementing like hit shields, where you have to hit bosses a certain number of times to be able to damage them, to break the shields. It's not really power creep, but just the way that Warbow is set up is that it's supposed to be less hits, but stronger ones. So when every other class kind of goes in the direction of get in 1,000,000 hits and then use a lot of like double or triple strike chances. Like I'm using a triple strike food, so every hit I do has a chance to do triple damage, or triple strike is not fully triple damage. But the more hits you get, the more chances you have for that. So that massively outpaces just straight strong skills. Like, hold on a second here. If I pull up my my battle one here, I don't know, it'll probably move too fast for you to actually read it. If I throw this out, this increases my double strikes, but like, look, I'm not even doing anything and it's doing all this damage here. So you got your almond and walnut cinnamon roll is hitting, my zeal is hitting. When you've got less hits, there's just less things to trigger all those bonus hits, right? So that's kind of where Warbow has fallen off, is that the idea behind it was good. It's just the way they developed in the meta became bad. So yeah, when I use my Blood Rush release, it increases the number of double strikes and triple strikes I get. And then that skill that I'm using with it, the Blood Whip, does a ridiculous amount of hits, so it has a lot of chances to trigger all that. So, a Warbow is going to get reworked this year, and by default then, what's currently the half-charge effect is going to become the non-charged effect for all the skills, and then the full charge is going to take half as long, and then they're changing up the skills a bunch too, so I'm optimistic that they know what they're doing to try to bring it up to par with the other classes. Only problem, of course, is that everybody's favorite skill on Warbow is probably the Dimensional Arrow. It's my favorite skill, and we know we're losing that. That skill is going away. So, we'll see what they do. I'm hopeful. But like, yeah, I'll just point, I can just say it right here. Like, my Warbow, I think, is at like 2.3 million damage, and it definitely takes it much longer to kill the stuff that I'm fighting here, even in the same gear, with a better main weapon. Because of course my Warbow has an S35 weapon, whereas this guy's only got an S25. Are we almost at rebuff time again? Oh, but our cards are almost done. Qatar, huh? You know, I think the problem with Qatar is that it's, for newer players, it's a little bit harder to build because I think right now it's much better as a physical DPS than it is as a flame DPS, and there's very few options for buffing physical damage for new players. Because, like, the element on your weapon buffs your skills of that element, with the exception of physical. So physical weapons don't buff anything. You know, I think we'll probably finish the dungeons before the end of the card. Geez, do we even do monkey? Do a monk? Oh, Otherworld, yes, yes. Yep, didn't mean to open my mail. See, I figured if I could get to like 85% experience in dungeons, the rest could all just be a nice chill doing daily quests for 2 hours kind of thing, but kind of fell short on just these runs, even though I had all my experience stuff going. You know, I put this on the playlist. It's the Genshin Enkanomiya combat theme. It's been a long time since I've heard this. It's lovely. Oh shoot, that was it here though, right? We didn't have any more runs here. I mean, it vanishes if it's gone, so... And in that case, we're gonna go Otherworld, Hard Instances, Dawn Passage. Ready to get hit by some carts, because I don't have my Persephone to run through the fire. I suppose I could run solos before switching over to quests. I actually still have achievements to do for solo S30 dungeons, those top two that we did. And these bosses are gonna be pretty weak, so if we both want to hit, we gotta be careful. And I kind of just target those big, what do you call them, praying mantis looking guys, because they've got the big, they've got quite large debuffs that stack. And I'm used to not playing with Bard Sub because my Warbow uses Guard Sub. And then basically if you get hit with them, you're just watching yourself die. Yep. They got me. They got me. Mochi, if you're still in the chat, feel free to kill the boss. There's no quest here. The experience enough is fine. Means I gotta reuse all my items. Read that on my bar. Oops. Yeah, there's no shot I'm gonna make it there before Mochi beats the boss. You just let me know. Look, I was so close. Oh well. Take two! At least there's only 2 takes. Alright, Mochi, it's your turn to... be a silly goose. Oh, I can finally see what I got. You know what I just realized? I just realized I could have been using one of my Nightmare emblems. Sure. Alright, you go back in there. I guess we also can do the castle. I mean, the cards will be over, but I don't mind using these and then just wasting the rest of them. Aha! He survived. He's got enough HP. He survived. Well, the jumping, I'm not using it for getting in extra hits so much, because back in the day, you were able to, like, if you stand still and when you hit the ground, you'll get in extra auto attacks in the middle of each skill while everything else is on cooldown. But right now, we're basically one-shotting everything, and the benefit of jumping is it prevents you from being rooted for a second while you're using your skills. Like, if I stop to use this skill, without jumping, I didn't stop. I was holding the W key to keep going forward, but it still stops me. If you jump, you can continue moving while you use the skill. But yeah, if you're not moving while you land, it breaks the animation and just allows you to do auto attacks. That's what the jump casting is for, or was for back in the day more so. Nowadays, especially if you're just one-shotting all the mobs, the jumping is mostly to avoid getting rooted. %83% going in with 25 seconds left on the card, so better rush to the boss. Okay. I say that, and then I still focus on getting rid of these guys. So, like, back in the day, people were really keen on using, like... Oh, sorry, Mochi. People were really keen on using, like, normal attack speed Eidolon stars, because you'd be able to get in more auto attacks between each skill. Like, while your skills were on global cooldown, you can see I get like a 1 second global cooldown. You'd be able to get in like multiple auto attacks. But those are basically so insignificant now that it's mostly just to avoid rooting. I really like this song too. This is Time to Fight from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And sorry again, Mochi. Also, when you were playing Rogue Racing, what was the cap level? Like, what were the dungeons that people were running at the time? I'm assuming, Mochi, over there, you're gonna handle cleaning up mobs and I'll just go kill the boss. Ooh, level 70! That would be, Titan's Root and Cadilla Fellwood dungeons? Maybe? Oh. I saw you were right there, so I was gonna wait, but if you're not gonna come through... Cadilla Fellwood, maybe the boss mechanic will remind you, is the one that had the big guy for the boss that spawns 5 little mobs around him, and if you attack the mobs and kill them, they would heal his health. Maybe that rings a bell? Yeah, Gainy and his, slaves, I think they were called. Look at that, I didn't even knock him out in one hit for you, Mochi. use another... And I can't see what spec I got. I could put on the buff bar. Function, self-buff. Well, it's still pretty early. Oh, shoot, I completely forgot. I wasn't supposed to be nuking the bosses, my bad. I remember back when you wanted to have the Flockia accessory set, and I probably shouldn't do this, but I've actually still got my Flockia accessory set from back in the days here. This was Top Gear equipment way back in the day, I tell you what. And I kept it because it feels like it would be sad to lose it after I spent quite a bit on it. Evasion build, yeah! You know, maybe it's more fun playing these kind of games in the early days when you don't know what you're doing. I remember sitting at an NPC and buying blue-tiered weapons, trying to get ones that had both nocturnal and damage to certain elements. I think that's basically it for now. For dungeons, I could probably do... Okay, we'll do the Dimension Hall now. Knock that one out of the way. And then I suppose I'll run down quests. And we'll save... I usually do quests from the S30 maps all the way down to the level 90 maps. So that's a lot of maps. Nope. But Mochi already did Dimension Hall. And then if we're still not done after doing all of that, then we'll pick up on either solo dungeons or... Either solo dungeons, or if it's midnight, it'll probably be past midnight, we'll run party dungeons again. Yeah. You're around at midnight-ish. Yes, that is when Sniper was released, was along with Catilla Fellwood and Titan's Root. I think that was actually the first time I was able to afford getting endgame gear, was actually getting the Sniper set. It was very expensive. Alright, 86%. Yeah, Sniper was absurd for the time. Alright, probably turn in these quests. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to use a buff. Jack-o'-lantern summoning contract has secretly got quest experience. Then obviously I'm using a quest experience book, and then I've got the Guild Online buff and the Elite Guardian Sprite. That's got some quest experience. Let's see what that does for us. Probably at like another 1% here. Oh, I got some experience books too. Make sure we keep using the Quest EXP books. Now, is today the day with the quests I like or the day with the quests I hate? Because it feels like they put all the quests I don't like doing for dailies on one day. This is the other Enconomia fighting theme. Alright, yeah, so about 1% for those 4 quests. 13% to go. 34% on S9 and 9 gift boxes that require S10 to open. Well, some of those S10 gift boxes are gonna be, or one of them should be your support cube. That's gonna give you a, what do you call it? What are these boost cards? Right? That's gonna give you a boost card. It'll help you make another character and progress really, really fast. And also 500G, because you get 500G for using a boost card. And all the other ones are going to be like the patch bags, right? You're going to have so much LP. I'm pretty sure this is the day I prefer. Which is good. Yeah, none of these other buffs I'm too upset about losing some time on, so we'll be okay for doing quests over running solos. Tempted to level up on my Eidolon archive. And costume archive sucks. You know, it really is what takes time to build. And oh yeah, world bosses are still a thing. That is the main way that people below Awakening are gonna get their hands on LP. 100%. Right now I think they're still in weakened form. They accidentally put slightly weakened form world bosses in after they ended a special event that they were running for world bosses. So they're also really easy to fight right now. And my LP isn't actually even looking that... I mean, I say my LP isn't that great because I spent 10,000 on the Elite Guardian sprite to use today. Oh, did you used to do the leading for world bosses? Perhaps? Yes, book. Yes, book. We're gonna need some more books. Or just buy 40. I can put them in my shared warehouse afterwards. Lavos? I would say, do I still have you in my friends list? But I wouldn't be on this character because this is my whipmaster, so it's very new. Holy crap! It's been like forever. It's been freaking forever. I don't know if you transferred over your account, so I don't know if you'd still be on Midday's friend list, but it's super cool to run into you again then. Ugh. that sucks if you weren't able to recover your account. Unfortunately, won't be able to now. The Qatar in early PvP? There's not really early PvP anymore. I did use a book. I'm trying to. Gosh, it's just so long ago. Oh no, I don't play PvP because it makes me anxious. Fighting against other players makes me anxious. Qatar. Let's see if they have a name that looks like me. No, my main is actually Warbow. Where's the quest? Shoot, Glavos. I'm trying to remember exactly who was all in the gang around that point. I'm sure you remember Aya Hime, right? We're actually still in communication. I've actually been chatting with a lot of the old gang quite a bit lately. Oh, you've been sneaking around, huh? Yeah, I actually didn't have a Qatar in the old days. I made my Qatar I'm gonna say relatively recently, like as in like in the last 4 years or so. And yeah, I've basically never done PvP much because like I said, I don't like facing off against other players. It's not my thing. Let's see, I'm pretty sure my what's my Qatar named? Hold on, I can find out. Inventory preview. My Qatar is this one, Sasago. Named after a character from Natsume Yujin show, Sasago. Alright, one more map, and then we actually get to do dungeons again. That is a fishing quest. Guardian Qatar is untouchable at that time. When they removed Centurion, it became more PvE game. You know, I do remember playing some Centurion Battlefield, but I still didn't like it because I really don't like just getting completely nuked on. And I've always been... I think for the first 5 years I was completely free to play. Then after that I did a little bit of spending because in my head I was like, look, I've been playing it 5 years. I think it's worth spending just a little bit of money because obviously I'm enjoying it. But even then, it's been extremely low spending, and since transferring over to X Legend, I haven't done... Okay, sorry, I did $5 once because somebody sent me a donation for $5 to try the Rainbow Paragon table. I think it was. But yeah, no, I don't really have a lot of free money to spend on games. So my gear's always been quite on the free-to-play friendly side. It's just the archives and whatnot came with the 10 years. So back in the day, I was never able to actually compete in PvP. And running up and dying just constantly really wears down on your motivation to try. I've actually got a PvP set on my guns that I've been working on for a while, but it's already too outdated to even be competitive. Now, you know, I didn't mind the Divine Trial. It's a new version of PvP that you The Divine Trial is a newer version of PvP where basically you had to play as Eidolons and fight, and everything was entirely within it. So none of the gear mattered at all. Like in Holy versus Evil, I believe your level still slightly impacted your ability to fight other players, but in Divine Trial it didn't. And then the problem became that they broke it, and you just literally can't use any of the Eidolon transformation items, and it's now a punch fest. Right, where are the quests here? I mean, as far as the archive making the game less social, I'm not 100% sure on that, but it does definitely make it feel like it's a lot harder to catch up, which is one of the reasons why I started my fresh account, was to see kind of what the experience was actually like for new players. And I'm actually, I'd be doing better for Eidolons there if I didn't keep selling them to my main account, that's for sure. But that's basically how I've been funding my alt account, is selling the majority of the good stuff that I get back to my main account or to other players. Yeah, I got a book on. Actually, where's the dungeon entrance? I should probably go there before the other quest. Gear still plays a little bit of a factor. I can, although maybe I shouldn't say too much. We can look here. My Eidolon archive is pretty darn good. Oh yeah, they're running alone. I suppose that's fair. But I'm not even in top 100 archive, so maybe I shouldn't say anything. I still struggle a little bit on the end game dungeons. They definitely take me longer than the majority of like actual carries. Probably use the move speed guys here. You're really checking. Well, I feel like I remember more like people using Kokonoha's lifesteal to survive. But if you want to talk about cooperative bosses, holy moly, the why is it really chugging on this boss, huh? My frame rate just absolutely tanked. I think I'm gonna get rid of self-buff. I know that's a little bit tough on the tough on my frame rates at times. But yeah, I totally remember using more like Kokonoha to survive. But then if you take a look at like yeah, they added a boss temporarily, the Summer Alucard chilling in the desert, and holy moly, just to be able to even start damaging him, I would need to sit and attack for 6 minutes. I talked about it in my last patch updates notes. The patch notes video that I did last weekend, I think it was, and yeah, I literally sat there for 6 minutes just to see how how long it would take me. And then one of the people in the comments mentioned that they brought basically like a raid team for it, and it still took them 10 minutes to kill one of them. And I kind of wish that the bosses in Sky Tower were like that. They were more fighting and less cutscene. Alright, you're done. Oh. Lower. See, and you may not know this, because I get the feeling that you probably still haven't, Oh no, I actually don't have buffs open anymore. I've only got the basic XP card and the the sprite going on right now. Whoops! Am I gonna die? Yes. Do I have any? No, I don't need feathers. I have to run. I have to run from the start. Whoops! I got distracted. Glavis, you probably haven't been looking at the patch notes videos, but obviously if you're not playing. But they actually removed the cutscene from the first 5 floors of the last Sky Tower, so that's floors like 51 to 55. So the bosses spawn in 5 seconds after the first person gets to the floor. The nukers are able to kill them, like, immediately. And then the chest is killed before the slow people get in there. And yes, Nanashi, hello! It's actually an Atosh. I don't know if you can read my name. So, like, if they took the cutscenes out of Sky Tower, but made the bosses, like, half as strong as the boss they put in the desert for this patch, I think that would be a better balance. This is not a good use of my time, but whatever. Oh boy. Honestly though, I sat there just attacking this boss in the desert just to try and wear down its blood shield. Literally 6 minutes of not being able to do any damage to the boss. Just waiting for the shield to go down, and then you have 15 seconds with the shield down to do damage. I think I did like 3 millimeters of damage with one person that decided to take pity on me and start helping fight me. I'm just joshing you. It's Atosh is this character's name because he's got a whip, and I named him after a character from another game. You know, it's been a challenging period of time here. I got permission to work from home. Actually, Punko, I don't mind that idea. I think that's a good idea. But yeah, so like, I got permission to work from home, which is amazing, because then I don't have to drive to the office. Oops, am I gonna die again? Am I really gonna work this that bad? Remember when I was saying that I'm like, able to beat the dungeons, but badly? I might need to relog, actually, because it is kind of chugging here. Maybe it's just this dungeon. Yeah, so, like, world bosses got buffed to the point that it was extremely challenging for anything except the super endgame players to solo them. And they've also changed the way Sky Tower works, so you can't get stuck on Channel 0 anymore. So... Oh yeah, I guess around level 70 a year it would have still taken forever anyway, huh? Because I was thinking back when I last got onto Channel 0, they were way too tough, but I remember being able to solo them in not too long of a time. But... Gonna go now, preparing my home for next semester. Ooh, next semester. Good luck with that. And thanks for stopping by, Aichi. I think I'm losing focus. I mean, I've been up since 4 a.m. my time. I died, so don't forget to reinstate my jack-o'-lantern. Ah, yep, that'll do it, that'll do it. Alrighty, next map. And if I actually focus this time, I won't die to the boss. Oh, I just realized I've had the game SFX off this entire time, so you guys haven't had to listen to the terrible whip sound effects that I've had to listen to. You can change that. Okay, so when they first released, hey, Linko. When they first released Whip, it had a really soft sound effect. I like to describe it as being like a wet noodle sound. And then they changed it to actually really harsh sound effect, and I don't know, I kinda wish we still had the wet noodle sound. Even if it was a little bit silly. See, if I was on a Ravager, I'd literally just throw out one Flame Axe and basically all of these guys would be dead. And that's one of the reasons why when someone asked earlier what my favorite classes were, Ravager comes up, is because it's just so fun watching them like fly out and hit everything. I think we just run from here, eh? Nalini's whip called a noodle? No. I should probably grab a move speed Eidolon too. Which storm Eidolons have move speed? Well, yes, that is probably why, you know, I put Percival in my party because I had her on the thumbnail. Plinko, I have learned my lesson about changing the system language to German in the middle of my gameplay. I'm not doing that. Again, you can't trick me. But yeah, the sounds like the German server had a little bit of fun with some stuff in terms of naming. Gosh, which one did they? I just remember from the Copy Me livestream that I switched into German for some reason. I can't even remember why anymore. I think it might have been to see whether or not I could copy people's names properly if I was on the German server. Honestly, barely remember, but they had me looking at some of the names, and I think there was one called like a selfie stick? And there's probably no reason to... Was it really just for the names? Was that the reason why I switched? Oh, the names of players, not the names of the weapons. That's right. Yeah, the lance is called the selfie stick. Gosh, you can remember this way better than I can. I mean, to be fair, what happened at the end of that live stream really kind of like... overshadows the rest of the experience for me. That was quite overwhelming. Ah, And this is the anti-AFK dungeon. If you're in a party, and the rest of your party is chilling at the entrance because you're carrying, your entire party will be warped here after you beat those guys. I should be fine on the boss here. Yeah, if I fought the mobs, I'd probably have been able to make it to 90% with just this dungeon, but I don't think the last boss is going to be 0.5. Honestly, I feel like I should probably relog, because it's chugging quite a bit. Yeah, that was like 0.01 for that boss. So, I don't think there's a lot of benefit to sitting around and waiting for the mobs to run. I think my quests are going to be better source. Well, thanks for stopping by, Nanashi. Have fun with Monster Hunter. I heard it got a free update, so go enjoy that. If you could possibly enjoy anything after a live stream with me, right? Nothing quite comes as close. There we go. 10% to go. Oh, actually, yeah, I saw some people chatting in a Discord today saying that, like, chatting with a certain NPC, or trading with a certain NPC through another NPC would crash the game, but it was fixed by interacting with the barbecue. I love bugs like that. I'm awake. Actually, I should probably just finish my coffee here so I can switch to tea. BTW? Oh my gosh, Nanashi, thank you so much! Oh, that's a shock. That'll make me up a bit for sure. Thank you. Oh, I ate one of my credits books. And good luck with your monster hunting. Wait, I heard it. Shoot. Alright. Now from here on, the dungeons basically have 0 experience. So there's no benefit to fighting anything. Oh, also hello, Brandon. Alright, forget me nots. One more. Yeah, he's really chugging. Okay, I think after this dungeon, I'm just gonna quickly relog. Honestly, I probably before we started, I did a run of all the Bond dungeons, because I normally do that at 11 o'clock every night, server time. So I thought, get it out of the way early, and then I can just go until I hit the cap level. But I probably should have relogged between that and actually starting the starting the stream. I think my game has probably been going since I got off work. Alright. I hate running away from chests, even if there's nothing good in them. Real quick relog. Oh, it's gone. Man, if it did like a full scan here or something, that would be funny. There we go. I do like... This is the new Eidolon they released. Very cool looking, Merlin. Unfortunately, he's a paid Eidolon, so I'll have to wait until he shows up on Paragon or something. Alright, and now here you can spy on all my other characters. So these are all my awakened ones, and then if we pop over here you can see my main midday, and yeah, I'm thinking I'll probably do guns next. Don't ask about these guys, I'm working on it. But here we are. None of my quests uncompleted, so we can just teleport back to town. Hope they don't treat Merlin like they treated Guan Yu. Merlin is on the Rainbow Paragon right now, right? Yeah, here he is. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Gotta pull him down so you can actually see him. Guan Yu got put into the ticket store, so that was I actually saw some people that were quite happy about that because they preferred the idea of being able to just buy them right out by using the tickets. But I mean, obviously for players like me, that just means that we have zero chance of getting them, right? I'm actually interested to see how long it takes for Guan Yu to go all the way to regular Paragon. Because that's going to tell players that are actually spending money whether or not it's, like what kind of time lag we're expecting on that kind of stuff. This is, Taco Odori. S20, S25 run after I just finished it. That sucks. I don't really get experience there anymore, though. to the boss. You know, it kind of makes me want to look back through the last Paragons and see how long it took for the other Eidolons to go from Rainbow Paragon to regular Paragon. But you know, there was a moment where I was debating buying Yagami Hime off of the auction house. But then they changed her name back to Hachijo Hime, so I'm glad I didn't. Okay, actually, I want to elaborate on that. So, like, when they released Hachijo Hime, who should be named Yagami Hime, that's the way it's supposed to be pronounced, is Yagami Hime. I posted in the suggestions chat begging them to fix it, and they actually did. They did fix it for one glorious week. Her name was correct. Or was it 2 weeks? It might have been 2 weeks. But her name was correct. It was actually been changed to Yagami Hime, and even though it was only on the key item, I was happy because they had listened. And then I guess they only revised it in the one patch. They didn't revise it in the future or something. I'm not 100% on how their system works, but it feels like because they're using patches from the Taiwan version, any edits or fixes they make that aren't related to the stuff that they edited or fixed for Taiwan, they don't continue that into the next update. So yeah, as soon as the next patch dropped, her name was back to Hachijo Hime. And I mean, Hachijo Hime would have been at least acceptable, but it's like... Oh, hold on, where's the item mall? It's Hachijo Hime. Well, you know... Well, you know, back with Area, when everybody was complaining that nothing ever gets fixed, we were like, yo, fix the number of fragments cap, okay? Just fix the number of fragments cap, because the fragments cap used to be 30,000. It got up to 60,000, but the text here still said 30,000 for the longest time. And then after we managed to get them to fix that, we basically just pointed that every time anybody said nothing ever gets fixed. We were like, yeah, but they fixed the cap off the fragments, so argument invalid. That was a bit cheap. But I still am slightly boycotting Yagami Hime because of her name. Just a little bit. Oh, I didn't show you what she looks like. She is absolutely gorgeous. Look at her! And then in combat! She's got a branch! She's gorgeous! Blamed all the bugs on Area. Right? We didn't know what we had till it was gone. Hold on a second. I just realized my phone hasn't been plugged in. Should probably do that. Sorry, when you say that's amazing, are you referring to how beautiful that Eidolon is? Because she is gorgeous. Like, I'm normally one to be a little bit more excited about, like, the aesthetics of the cool dude Eidolons, but I gotta say, she is gorgeous. Alright, next up we've got Silent Hill. And from here on out, we don't have to face any of those, armor-piercing shields either, so the bosses will die even faster, and we can completely ignore chests because there's nothing I think is of enough value to slow us down here, because I do want to sleep at a relatively reasonable time. Actually, come to think of it. "3:46 a.m. Okay, you know, it's funny because my time, it's actually I'm on West Coast, right? So that's not a mystery. I think a lot of people know I'm West Coast. So that means it is now 8:52. So that's a completely normal time to still be awake playing video games, of course. But I wake up at 4 a.m. So I normally go to bed at like 9:30. Like 9 o'clock, computer goes off. 9:30, I'm going to bed, right? But I suppose I could sleep in a little bit tomorrow since it's the weekend. Ooh, till 6 a.m. How exciting, sleeping in. I still didn't do all my my daily quests and all my alt. I was too busy getting the soundtrack revisions done prior to the stream starting. You want to know what's even worse? I actually went to the store yesterday thinking, okay, I'll get some kind of snacks for my live stream. And I found this, like, it was a pre-made, like, in-store assembled, I want to say charcuterie board sort of thing, but what it actually was just a little bit of broccoli, some carrots, and some pepperettes, and some cheese. And I thought, hey, perfect, because it was short dated, so it was only $5 for this like relatively decent portion. But then I tasted one of the pepperettes just to see how spicy they were, so I knew whether or not I'd need like some milk or something, and it was really tasty, and I just literally ate the whole thing before the live stream started. So I guess technically I haven't had dinner. After saying I wasn't going to attack the chests too. Good job. What's so wrong with pepperettes, Plinko? Anastasia's the closer one. I don't... Hold on a minute. Have I not had my pumpkin out for a while here? Waste of experience. Next we have... What map are we on? We're on Glowing Floodplain. Ah. Nope, button. And the other one's over there. Just opening up the window a little bit more because it's actually starting to be a little warm in here. Perhaps I'm pushing my computer a little too hard. Okay, I was a little worried about this song, but the rest of the ones from this special arrangement CD weren't claimed, so I threw it in there anyway. This is a remix, I suppose you'd say, of, what do you call it? One of the default battle themes in Atelier Chalet. Yeah, we'll just head for the dungeon here. Fences. For the next section, you've got to beat all the mobs to spawn the boss because they hate us, I suppose. Oh shoot, you know, I should be using... I pulled her out as a move speed buff and then I literally didn't even use her. Sakuya. The boss hates snakes? I thought he comes to fight because we killed all of his pets. Is that not the way you interpret it? Wait. Oh no, I guess he doesn't like annoying snakes. You know, we don't actually have, like, dangerous snakes here. So, I remember when I was in grade 7, we were, as a elementary school graduation trip thing, we went to this, I'm gonna call it an island? Actually, yeah, I guess it was an island, because we had to take a sailboat to get there. It was actually super cool. They had us, like, they had us students help with, like, raising the sails. It was like the guy that owned the boat did it as, like, a learning experience for kids. And then we sailed over to this island and camped out there, and I remember that there was, like, snakes all over the place. And they were just, like, I guess gardener snakes or whatever you... Garden snakes? Just little green ones, and you could pick them up and then they'd slither out of your hands and they didn't bite you or anything. It was kind of cool. Actually, the other really cool thing about that island, and Quinko's gonna love this, is that it had an extremely rare population of raccoons, actually. Yeah, I believe it was one of the, like, very few places that, what do you call them? Champagne raccoons were not immediately, ended by their parent, because the raccoons there had no predators, so pure white raccoons that would stand out normally don't survive. More of a Lally fun fact. I don't think Lally would like raccoons even if they were a pretty champagne color. But yeah, it was a cool place. It's actually really cool now that I think about it. I used to think that our elementary school did nothing fun because every other elementary school that in the area, I guess like the richer ones or whatever, would go to Ontario to like see the legislature. And for us instead, we went to a little island off the big island. Yeah, okay, that was pretty cool. Way back in the day before everybody had phones, so there I've got no pictures. Oh, only the moon. Oh, hey, oh, resident. We're at 93%, so 7% to go. Plymouth rock, which is literally just a small ass rock. Huh. Okay, I kind of want to Google that, but I'll wait until I'm auto-pathing somewhere. Plymouth rock. What? What's wrong with Plymouth rock? Wait, how do you pronounce that? Wait, how's it pronounced? Rock. Plymouth Rock is a boulder in Plymouth, Massachusetts. It symbolizes the historical disembarkment of the Mayflower Pilgrims. I don't know a lot about US history, so I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I can see how that would be a little bit more disappointing than learning how to raise the sails on a sailboat and then sailing to an island. Actually, I got to do the coolest sail because I was the best at learning the knots. Ah. Okay, well, it's an important rock. It's just a boring important rock, eh? It's not even the rock. So they just put a random rock there and engraved it with a year and called it, okay, that's the rock now? Oh, great. Is somebody gonna DM me how to say it? Yes! Oh, someone's upset about how I'm saying the name. Hold on a second. Oh, but it has an ad in front of it, so I'm not gonna watch it. Sorry. I guess you'll just have to hear me say Plymouth a couple more times. Actually, now that I think about it, I suppose the most equivalent thing we have around here would be the old fur fort, actually. And they kind of have like a tourist attraction slash learning center set up near the actual site of the fort. But then you can actually just go for a walk in the forest nearby and actually see like the falling apart old walls from the original Hudson's Bay fort, Hudson's Bay Company fort in the area. I suppose that's kind of cool. A little bit cooler than a rock, anyway. Alright. Oh dear, Luna Eclipse dreams of pickaxing people. In Fortnite, I assume. Or in Minecraft, sorry, that's what they say. I'm so tired, I can't even remember my internet memes. This is why I go to bed at 9 o'clock. White Spirit Hill. We want to teleport to the dungeon because that's where the quests are. Now, Mochi, if you're around still... Once I finish this one... Midday After Dark. And hello, Ryan. But Mochi, if you're around still and you feel like running some dungeons, again, I know it'll just be a 1-1. One hell and one party. Oh, you know, you said I was thinking about the WAN show actually because I was actually watching it while I was getting ready and setting everything up here, but I was actually thinking about whether or not it might be neat to add a little bit more like effects to my stream. And when you said after dark, I immediately imagined like having a filter or something to change the color slightly as I get more and more tired. Maybe fade out or something. That might be fun. But the other thing, and I was actually I got it here. I would really love to recreate this emote, but for my avatar in the live stream. Purple light. I can't completely copy the WAN show. Then go. I just can't run away from the chest. Don't take that out of context, please. Right, I'll use it right here. I want to recreate this, but for my live streaming avatar, so I could like hit a button, have that appear next to the character for a second. I think that would be fun. But I don't know how to do that, so I'll have to actually investigate it properly. That's right. I made my avatar myself, my VTube avatar. So it has 0 toggles. Alright, then the other one on this map is just auto-pathing, so if we just go into here... Oh, I'm not even online anymore. Mochi! Abandoned me! I take it back, Mochi is online again. Alright, if I play this right... Yay! Then after we finish turning this one in, since I've already used my teleport, I can just auto-teleport us back to the dungeon. Okay, so obviously we're not going to get 5 runs in, because 5 runs was about 5% if I remember correctly for the Blood Palace. So is it worth using all my fancy experience items if I know that it's not going to count up for it? I'll pour another cup of tea. Oh, of course he's ready. Yeah, right when I'm about to grab the tea. I think I'll skip the gold card because those are actually pretty darn expensive right now. Now that's not ideal, but I can fix it inside the dungeon. Alright, and we're gonna super clear mobs this time because we need to make the most of it. But yeah, I think this is my last super experience card. So we'll just go a little bit lighter on experience. That should be fine. Actually, do I have any, like... Oh no! Defeating monsters and completing quest experience by 5% for an hour! I should have been using that while we were turning everything in. Ah. Eh, whatever. Use it now. Actually, the rest of my inventory is a real mess, yeah. Is that the fire stops killing you when the boss is dead, right? No, it kind of looks like it does still kill you. Wait, that was 7 damage per second? That's nothing. Tea moment. Yeah, I think that relog was 100% worth it, because I even remember this slowing down significantly more the last time we were running here. Yeah, now I did mention something about repairing my weapon while we were inside, but I don't actually have any cards, do I? No. No cards. That's basically what we have L key for, so this is your pro tip if you're a little bit newer to the game. If you're in the middle of a dungeon run and you do not want to stop to recover your weapons, durability, any of the store cards will do ya. Because the store cards have a repair button. Oh, no turning back. This is actually one of my favorite Genshin soundtrack pieces. Which is funny because it literally only plays at one spot in the game, and that's the twin dragons boss underneath Enkanomiya. And it's just a old Mondstadt domain theme that they added a little bit more like sparkle to. Amazing. Love it. Let Otohime finish this off. Yeah, one of these days I'll get another S35 weapon, but that day is not today. Ooh, that's gotta be Dragon Point accumulation, huh? Yes. Party mode. Honestly, worst thing about this class is gathering up mobs. I feel like not a lot of people play Whipmaster because it was a little bit... The timing was odd when it came out because it didn't quite feel like one of the super modern classes at the time. And it doesn't gather up mobs very well, so it's actually pretty bad for like fully clearing dungeons compared to other classes. But I feel like even though I've got relatively good archive, it's not like the same kind of endgame archive that a lot of like the players that have invested quite a bit more I could say money, but even just not spending ridiculous amounts on costumes like I do, because I like looking really cool. I have a bad habit of spending my my in-game funds on stuff that's not really actually making me any stronger. I feel like if more players that were at that level would actually like see how it goes on bosses with all the triple strike that it's got going on, like people that have more detailed damage would give it a shot. They'd find it to be really competitive. It's just really hard to gather up mobs, so it kind of hurts. I'm gonna take these treasure chests. My apologies to Mochi's inventory. Like, my best AoE skill to gather up mobs is that one, and it's really spotty on its targeting because it does send out waves in the direction of other mobs, but not very consistently, and I don't really get to pick which ones. And we'll finish up the mobs as they gather up. What's the benefit of leveling up all my characters to cap? Bragging rights? I don't know, I just kind of like it. I kind of like having the characters at cap level. If I had better equipment and whatnot, I'd be able to run Voe on multiple characters, but I don't. I actually don't really run the Vault of Eternity much at all. Oh boy, that's a long time ago. That's more than 10 years. Yeah, there is a special item you can get when your character reaches level S25, 125, and you can stack them together. And by that I mean if you combine them, you get this cool item here, the Classmaster certificate. But that doesn't need cap level. It only needs 125. And every time you get a character to 125, you get another one that you can stack up to increase your the buff it'll give you. It's kind of neat. Whoop. And that's a stun. This boss is quite annoying. Well, Mr. D-san, assuming you are a Mr., sorry, I shouldn't have guessed that. They just announced that they are planning on making a new Fresh Start server. I actually made a video about it with what we know so far, but there's really not a lot of information so far. But one of the main things that they have like advertised for this Fresh Start server is that they're going to allow you to change your main class. It says freely. So whether that means freely as in it's literally going to be free, or freely as in there'll be like an item in game or like a cooldown, because like right now we have the ability to change our subclass for free. It's just got a 10-minute cooldown. So if you're interested, I hate to try to discourage people from starting it, but you might want to wait to see how that Fresh Start server goes. Downside is that the Fresh Start server is probably going to start with a level cap of only like 40, and it'll be a grind to even get that high, like the way that the game originally was when it came out in 2014. Whereas if you start here, You could probably grind your way to level 100 just on main quest in, I don't know. I can do it in 11 hours. A new account would probably be somewhere closer to like the 15, 16 hours to get to level 100. I'm actually thinking about doing a live stream on a newer account to see how much it takes. But if you're considering starting, it might be worth considering waiting to see how that fresh start server goes. They said Q2 2025? See, you know, I think MMOs are tough because some people sign up for it not really knowing what the gameplay is. So you kind of gotta enjoy the grind to really enjoy an MMO, right? End of Q2? I don't know that they've said specifically whether or not it's like end or start, but end of Q2 would be like within 3 months or something, right? 3, 4 months? I don't know. Yeah, about 4 months. Well, then in that case, maybe you should start on this one, and, I don't know. I'm not sure what to think about the new server just yet. I'm gonna wait for a little more information before I fully nail it down, but if it's actually end of Q2, because as far as I know, they haven't given a specific anything beyond Q2. $95.9. They dropped it and went on holiday. Yeah, kinda. I mean, you know, I've been watching the Discord for they call it Aura Kingdom Impact, so like, I mean, okay. Fun name. But I've been watching the Discord for that, and I don't think the staff has even said anything in it yet. It's just been rapscallions and shenanigans. But there was a couple people making actually good guesses about what's going to happen based on what they've done for other fresh start servers. So that's kind of why based on what these people have been saying, I'm thinking it's probably going to be S40, or sorry, not S40, level 40 cap for the fresh start server. And I thought that they would put everybody all together in one, because that's what they've got going on for us now, but apparently in the other fresh start servers they've done, they've had separate servers for Japan, another part of Asia, like with a couple languages kind of mixed together, and then just like the I suppose you'd say like Western Europe and North America together on one. So everyone was in the same launcher, and you could pick which one you wanted to go, but they actually still had separate servers for the different regions, which, I mean, I feel like it'd be more fun if everyone was together. If they add enough quality of life, it could be good. And I do plan on at least trying it, but I don't know. Now, to my understanding, the difference between the servers would be more just language, not ping. Like, I don't think they're actually getting physical servers in different regions. I'm pretty sure they're just using, what do you call them? Virtual servers. And Plinko's complaining about the name. So, someone pointed this out, that the name of the website for the Japanese server of Aura Kingdom right now that's run by a different company is actually Genshin. So technically, Ora Kingdom, Japan, was using the name Genshin first. So, the impact though, I don't. But Genshin doesn't own the word impact. Wait, are you over at the boss? Yes. $96.2. Ah, yes, the other ones are going to be in this list. See, I think the thing I'm most worried about for the new server right now, I don't think there's much of a chance that the majority of the active players that are in endgame on this server are going to be too enticed to move over to the other one, but I could also see there being an argument for, like, they've already announced they're releasing a new class with that server, so if they decide not to release that class here, I don't know. If they start saying, like, they're not going to release any content here, well, first of all, because we're a year behind the Taiwan server, we've already got a year of updates lined up. So even when the server opens, it's not like they have to go out of their way to continue making content for our North American / European server. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I do hope that they release the new class on our server too, though. That would be nice. Like, even if it's a year down the line afterwards, right? Alright, I'll leave those mobs for you, since you can gather them. Thank you, Mochi! Invisible wall. Oh, we still got a little lightning mage here. Probably don't want any stacks of that going into the boss since I already struggle with her enough, but let's get Otohime out here. This is, you will remember our names? Oh. Might be toast. Woo! Sorry, Mochi. She keeps getting me. She keeps getting me with those stuns. I'm trying to go a little more offensive because I've got the backup, but yeah, no, my strategy for fighting her is to lure her all around the map. I don't pick a spot to fight. That's the real used to playing ranged class kind of thought process. I'm sorry. Mochi is getting me. That's all that's happening here. 96.5. I think we should probably be... I was gonna say it should probably be at 97 by the time we finish the other dungeons. I don't even remember if it was worth doing the other worlds, but... But I'm the one who decided I didn't want to wait for tomorrow. If I waited for tomorrow, I would be able to do basically one dimension haul and maybe like 10 minutes of daily quests. But nope, I wanted to do it today. Yeah, I'm thinking probably we'll be at about 97. And then I'll be on the S1 maps for daily quests. Okay, yeah, we are getting pretty low on dungeons, huh? Probably have to do some solos. Yep. My windows are all messed up here. Oh, my studio actually just died on me. Stream is still live, right? Wow, my YouTube studio is actually completely dead on me. So I sure hope it's actually still running and I just can't see it. If I open it up in another tab, will it work? Oh, now it's back. Hold on a second here. There we are. Yes, it's back. Except that chat is no longer the right chat, so I have to pop out that one and then get rid of that one. Will it swap over? Yes. Oh gosh, yeah, literally my studio died and I couldn't see the chat anymore because it's too small in the OBS window there. Maple Story created a fresh start server and a lot of endgame players moved over. It was a pretty big hit, so it could work out. You know, I might actually be kind of scared of the idea that the new server might actually work out. Because I don't know if you can tell what my title says here, but my title says Tyr is my favorite, and that's because my favorite Eidolon is Tyr. You might be able to also tell from all the Tyr statues that are on my desk that I have lovingly created from art and screenshots. But the Eidolon Tyr, if I go in here, he's a lightning guy. He's not available until in-game, like as a drop until level S5. I don't I don't want to wait 7 years for them to get to that again. And how could I live without my boy? He's my little guy. Alright, you can kill the mob, so I'm gonna take care of the chest. Ah, another cup of tea. Alright. I mentioned it at the start of the stream when I noticed that I accidentally didn't have it lit. Oh yeah, fashion being lost too. Okay, so the avatar that I'm using here for as my VTuber is actually a costume from in-game that I spent over a year farming because it's the archaeology profession costume, and it takes a ridiculous amount of archaeology profession work to be able to get it. The idea of losing that? Oh boy, I don't... Even if they have professions available from the start, I don't want to refarm my profession costume. Anyway, Plinko distracted me there. I mentioned it at the start of the stream, but I've literally got my teapot sitting on top of a candle to keep the tea hot, and it is like perfect temperature just sitting over a teeny little candle. Even though I've been streaming for 2 hours, it's perfect. In case you were wondering what tea light candles were actually for, it's for keeping tea hot. That's your midday fact at midnight. $96.93. I think I slightly overestimated it because this is party mode. I was hoping we'd hit 97 by the end of this one, but I suppose we still have Dawn Passage. If you're ready to die on the carts again, Mochi. Or actually, it's me that's ready to die, right? There you are. Yeah, it's probably still worth killing mobs here, huh? Oh, look at that! We just hit 97. Alright, 97. 3% to go. I've got 3 S1 maps. 1 S24... or, sorry, then 2... or 195 and 2 S9B, plus we're still gonna run, I think we're gonna do the, Did Otherworld Hard not reset? Or no, they're just a little bit too low level to technically show up. Hearts. I think I'm gonna switch to move speed idle on here. Honestly, I'm not sure that this is more efficient than quests, even at the even at S1 level in terms of time. But it's fine. The way Aurora moves with the freaking ears, kinda ridiculous. Alright. Oh, jeez. Hey, lucky me. Haha, you got stunned. Now, if you want to talk about cutscenes that should be shortened, this guy. And also the one at the end of Chronowood Cavern. Alright, let's move. I don't think we need to wait for mobs here. But we'll be lucky if we're at 97.3% at the end of this run. No, it was probably 97.25-ish. It's fine. It's fine. Still awake. Still got tea. Still got quests. I'm gonna make it. It's not gonna be a problem. Although I might want to actually run some solo S30s while I've still got the premium card on. That might be a better choice. Yeah. Kinda got lucky with the cart dying at the bottom there this time. Honestly though, someday I would like to see the face of the person who decided to put those carts in there. And just ask why. I mean, it's pretty close. 97.28 after the boss? Maybe that's a little optimistic. What do you mean I've seen the face of the guy? I don't think I've seen the face of the guy. Are you serious? That's the person? No, there's a... Whoa, what killed me? Yeah, Resident, that's about when you should probably expect your first grind, unfortunately. So, from that point, your main sources of experience are going to be either doing, Aichi, I'm not sure I believe him yet. I don't know if that's necessarily the specific staff member that came up with it, so I'm not gonna 100% believe that until I get some official. But anyway, sorry, the grind to S level 5, you're probably gonna want to be doing your obviously your Dimension Hall every day, and with your Dimension Hall, make sure you're popping one of the quest books because that's your biggest source of experience in terms of time to experience gained. Then you've got your dungeons, which is like what I'm doing right now, dungeon running. And then you've got daily quests, which is what I was doing before. That's those blue quests that appear on maps. Of course, you don't need to grind if you don't want to. There's other things that you can work on if you just want to get stronger. You can work on Eidolon Wishes. You can work on your Holy Chest, which is just fortifying up. Sorry. Yeah, unfortunately, S1 to S5 does kinda suck a little bit because you're it's not really worth making S level 1 gear because it's not super long. Like, you're not going to spend a super long time there, and all of the dungeons are quite long. I'm actually a lot more fond of the S5 dungeons, just running those for chill times. Oh yeah, you gotta do your daily dimensional hauls if you're trying to avoid spending a whole bunch of time inside dungeons. Although personally, I like dungeons, so don't take that out of context, please. Yeah. This is hell mode. Hold on a minute. I mean, you've made a very compelling argument there. When you put it that way, yeah, I guess I could be. Oh yeah? Miss Freerin, she's only slightly older than me. And that was an attempt at a wink, but I'm not very good at them. $97.4. So once we finish this run here, because we only have 1-1 since the reset was at 12, I'm gonna teleport back over to the solo modes for S30 while I've still got the premium XP card on. And I'm thinking it might be more fun to finish off inside the inside dungeons instead of doing daily quests, but well, I'll give it a shot and see how much experience we're getting with just the 3 cards. Actually, I don't have 3 cards on. I'm missing the basic ones. Great job. Whew. I'm the best at this. You can tell I'm exhausted, huh? Didn't even have my basic cards on. That's quite lucky. I know Mochi doesn't need Katami frags, because she is an older Eidolon. I'm 100% positive Mochi's got her under control. But getting her frags would be nice for some Eidolon tokens. But, oh no, he's up at the entrance. Never mind. Alrighty, and in that case... Oh, wait. How did... Oh, I thought that was the entrance. That's the exit. My bad. Level appropriate but completed. There we go. Hello, Segoya. Seogia. Sorry that you caught me being mean to my dungeon partner there. Alright. Solo time! I don't even know how much it's worth gathering up the mobs when I'm this slow at it, but... Well, Plinko, if you want to out that you've been Mochi this whole time, sure. That was 0.1 just for the boss there, wasn't it? 0.1%? Leveling. See, that's the thing, is for Aura Kingdom Impact, they say you're going to be able to change your main class. So if you can do that, you really only need to level up one character, which means significantly less grind. And actually that... I keep thinking about it. I don't know. There's just kind of... Yeah, Rogue Racing, I'm basically thinking that that's the vibe they're going for, is that you can just swap your main class, same as like Final Fantasy XIV, where you just have to re-equip your character with new gear or whatever. To be fair, I haven't actually played Final Fantasy XIV for like a very long time, so... And I just did like the trial, so I'm not super into how it works, but the way that it was described to me by somebody who's played on one of the other refresh servers that X Legend has been doing is that basically it's just you've got to, same as when you change your subclass, you just have to unequip your current weapon, change your class, and then re-equip a weapon for your new class. And I mean, kind of like the grind, and I do like playing on a lot of different classes. So, I don't know. It's a little bit tough to think about how I'll feel about it without seeing the exact way that it gets implemented. But... Right, so if I could change to Ravager and level up Ravager Mastery, I don't know how they're going to handle Masteries, but like... Yeah, you still need to level up the classes individually in Final Fantasy XIV. I remember that, because I've got a friend that plays it as pretty actively as well, and she tells me every time she changes her class and has to start leveling it again. But I feel like they probably keep your main level and then just have you level up like the Mastery. Hey, I don't know, I just keep trying to think of how they would implement it. Would they keep your current masteries and thus it would be like beneficial to play classes that all use right path or something? Or do you have to re-level your masteries? There's a lot of questions about how they're gonna do it. Maybe they'll do away with weapon mastery entirely and just make those the skills the way they are? I don't know. I just don't know. But like, if Ravager is the best class for gathering up mobs in a dungeon, then every time I do dungeons, I just switch to Ravager, right? There wouldn't be a lot of motivation to actually work on the other classes if I was running solo kind of thing. Ignore chat. I wrong chat. Oh, everybody's making fun of Luna. Yeah, solo mode was definitely the right call. We should probably take out some of the mobs, though. 98.4. I know this dungeon's a lot better than the other one, but with 13 minutes left on the card and 3 solo modes for the other S30 dungeon, that might do it? They're really anticlimactic to finish all the solo dungeons and then go do like level 90 daily quests to finish it off. Oh, but we're so close. We're so close. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Blinko. You know, the funny thing is that if I had just popped that gold card, we'd probably be done by now, but it's my last one. And they're expensive. I'll save it for when Noon gets to the last bit. So she can have a full dungeon run right near the end too. Probably gather up all the mobs. Oh, this chat here in the guild. Alright, 98.8, so 1.2% from the next 3 solos? Let's see. I don't think it's worth waiting for mobs. Let's just go. We're at the 3-hour mark with 1.2% left to go, and I've been saving these warp cards for no particular reason. I think we'll have to really carefully gather up every mob to make the most of this. We've only got 10 minutes on the silver card. That was not the button I meant to hit. Ugh. Ah, I'm awake. Where's the tea? I have no idea what's going on in chat. I am just locked in on fighting. You guys can enjoy the scrolling chat. That's the B plot. Well, I got a Bond trophy in my Bond dungeon run today, so I guess you could say I'm getting new Eidolon, but not Merlin. %, guys. Joao Leonardo Rossi. No, this is actually probably not my strongest character. I've got one other character at cap level. that I think is a bit weaker because it's a class that's not as good. And I think if I were to put my current gear on my guns character, they might be a little bit stronger. How many characters do we do on wands? Hold on a second here. A lot. Classist. You're so right, Plinko. That's very classist. This is probably my strongest... This is my strongest character right now because this character has all my best gear. Oh, oh, oh. Alright. Yeah, this is clearly not going to be quite enough because that was about 0.3% on solo challenge, so we are not going to finish doing these two solo modes. Which means, yeah, we're gonna... we're gonna head over to the S90 maps. Or sorry, the level 90 maps, not S90. And that's where we're gonna finish. Yeah, I kind of thought it would be fun. Wait, what do you mean by future content? Actually, I feel like this is a bad place to do it. Ah, yeah, future content! There's an item called future content by mistake. I have no idea, Resonant. They're apparently attempting to make a couple. And yes, Rogue Racing, that is still there. Future content. However, what's new that you might have seen there was that neat item search, so that when you've got 30 characters, you can find your stuff. Sorry, I've only got 29 characters. Okay, I saw my model had frozen for a bit there, and there was a warning on my phone. I hope that it hasn't been frozen for a while, has it? That would be very embarrassing. Alright, we're on track to hit 99.6%, so that should leave us with just one map. Just one map. What time is it? Oh gosh. Apparently got changed, did it? Because they had the yeah, it's on a different cycle this week because of the different date for the maintenance. It'd be easier if I just knock these guys out before I keep running. I don't know, there must be like an enemy in the wall or something. We're almost there, guys. Now, technically the playlist that I made is only 3 hours and 20 minutes. So the fact that we're at 3 hours and 6 minutes means that I am very good at estimating how long things are gonna take. The working class demands more funds. You know what? That's so true, Aichi-kun. Was actually thinking about going out for coffee tomorrow morning to celebrate finishing off my character, but I had a free coffee at a local cafe that I was planning to use for it, and I ended up having it on Wednesday because I was so proud of myself for rushing out that video. And I know that you shouldn't be proud of rushing things, but I worked really hard to get it out right away so that I could share the good news. Or bad news, depending on your opinion about the new server, so I do not have a free coffee anymore. I might still go. Actually, this is probably something that never happens, but the province I live in has a provincial car insurance. And they actually sent me a letter this week saying that because they had made, profit, they're paying that profit back to the people who pay for insurance. So I got like I'm getting a discount on my insurance, by which I mean that they're paying me back part of the money that I already paid for my car insurance, which is very nice. Wait, what do you... free coffee in a sense? Oh my, the map is breaking apart. We have to finish this, guys. That's not where the teleporter is. Oh, that's true. Although I should point out that for YouTube, super chats go into a pool with your ad revenue, and they only pay out when it reaches $100 of the local currency. So I'm lucky in that I'm in Canada, so the local currency kind of sucks right now. And I'm actually really close to getting payout, but it probably won't be for another month or two. Desolate Desert or Frigga Peak? I think Frigga Peak's an easier one. Yeah, the westmost province in BC, or in Canada, it's British Columbia, and the way it works is it's the province runs the insurance for the most part. Like, you can get extended insurance through other companies, but your basic is always through ICBC. And yeah, they said, we made a profit, so we're paying it back to people. I got $100, that's all. It's not that much. Actually, this might not be enough. We might have to do Desolate Desert too. Now, I don't know that if you haven't done daily quests down this far in quite a while, you might not know this, but they've actually revised the contents of the packs that you get for completing the daily quests on the maps below 90. And that's actually why I went here instead of doing the S1 ones. Not just because the S1 quests kind of suck, and these ones have lower kill counts. $100 is a lot of rainbow coins. $100 is groceries for 2 weeks, if I'm being frugal. So I think that's where it's gonna go. I'll get a coffee as a treat, and then the rest of it is just gonna go against my my grocery bill. Oh my gosh, it's not gonna be enough. Come on, it would have been perfect. We'd be ending the song right here. Oh my gosh, it's 99.992. Should I go kill field mobs? Nah, we're gonna go to Desolate Desert. We'll take a tour past the, Oh, and Blade Liger, I should remind you, that's Canadian dollars, so it's probably only like $70. Oh, you're right, I forgot the books. I can't believe it. If I had used the book, it would have been enough, huh? Yeah, no, sorry, Resonant, but I'm a big fan of food and coffee, and the continuing to live. So this should do it. Big guy and little guy. I adore my Alucard Princess Carry mount. It's very pretty. Alright, this is it. The moment of truth. In front of these witnesses. Ta-da! The grind is over. Cap level. Should I yell something in world chat? Ooh. Nah, I don't have any items to prove that I did it, so I don't have anything I can yell in world chat. That's fine. Oh. Stick Boy yelled out, copy me in world chat, but I didn't even have it open. Thank you! That is all then. That is cap level. So I suppose now I should go show you how miserable this boss is. Especially since I got a cool song. So this is the boss I was talking about, where it'll take me 6 minutes to even start to be able to damage him. So, check it out. Awful. Absolutely awful. I'm doing barely any damage to the shield. Probably use another one of these. And once shield is down, I only get 15 seconds to do any damage. So imagine if Sky Tower bosses were more like this, huh? But they're not. And to make it even worse, this red blood drop there is you can't lifesteal. I mean, I could heal. But I think I'd rather just die here. But like, I can't hit him with any debuffs. The only thing I can do to him right now is to continue to hit so that the shield goes down. And I'm realizing now that you can't see my mouse, so you can't see what I'm pointing at, but... Oh, hold on. Alright, the red drop that I'm pointing at with the side of my buff bar, that means that I can't do, I can't lifesteal off of him. Oh, Plinko came to fight. I guess then I have to recover my health. Pull out a real Eidolon. This is completely futile, though. I'd say we can go to the end of the song, but there's only a minute left in the song. I don't even know. Plinko, how much armor piercing you got going on here? Because this guy's got 30,000 armor piercing shield. If you really had a steel chair, this might go a bit faster. If you feel like joining, we're always on channel 3. And he has me stunned. Actually, Plinko's probably got a lot of armor piercing because that's going down quite fast. Oh. Sure, we can be in a party. Oh, because he's got Persephone. Yeah, no, the shield is going to go down, but we're not going to be able to damage him much. Oh? I mean, Plinko's clearly stronger than me. Okay, so we basically have to do that entire... Plinko, are we gonna sit here and do this until he dies? Because it feels like we can actually beat him. It'll just take a while. Fight, add a card, channel 3. 15 times? Yeah, 5 health bars. 3 times per health bar. Maybe we can entice some people to join us by calling a world Jack. I'll try guild chat too. They'll come after the Vault of Eternity. Woohoo! Alright, new goal. We hit cap level, so now we have to kill Alucard. We're not gonna bring a raid party, but we're gonna bring the spirit of a raid party. I think we could use some help, huh? A bit too early to use that. Focus, focus, focus. Oh, people are whispering me. Trying Karis once. Karis' stun lock is actually not too hard to get out of. All you've got to do is spawn in an Eidolon. And then the Eidolons will get to take a turn inside the cage. And you'll be able to run away. Look at that. We got a couple people that showed up. Woohoo! Oh, we got a Merlin. Oh, he's so cool. And I remember saying in the patch notes that I figured that I wasn't going to be able to beat him. I know the rewards aren't worth it. Blinko could use a little. I might have to hide players, but then I can't see anyone that shows up. Oh, Calaveria's got a red Kusanagi? Okay, so that red Kusanagi is from the, what do you call it? Gosh, words, they're failing me. It's so late. Oh, that was too early for that. Gossip, yep, that's the word. Thank you, Blinko. Alright, that is one life bar down. Oh, did XGB come to help us? Oh. Floor 8 will be another 8 minutes, so XGB can't come help us. That's sad. And there's so many effects on screen, my computer can't even keep up. Far down. Still killing. Come down to desolate desert through channel 3 to show Alucard who we are. No, that's right. So you're only doing 1 point of damage whenever the shield is up. So what we need is enough people to break through the shield here. Because as long as that's up, you're not doing any damage. It's once the shield is down that the people that's got enough pen can do the damage. Actually, I should probably use a pen buff here. That's a good idea. But just the sheer number of people will break that shield faster because it's got 30,000 points. There we go. So once that's done, we can actually start hitting the life. Honestly, I think I'm lagging so much I'm doing less damage than before. Right. It looks like... Yes, we do have some more people showing up. Woo! I could use some heals. Yeah, he stuns you every once in a while. And then you just gotta stand there and stare at him. Oh, is that some more people that showed up? I think so. Alright, Summer Alucard. Alright, get him with the... I really wish any of the other debuffs worked on him. I could actually get a little bit of debuffs on there, but for the pen shield, but yeah, nope, nothing going on there. Oh, you know what would help? You know what would help? Hold on. Owned character's gender. I know I have. Oh, where is it? It is the ornament. The Voidal Swords. I'm pretty sure I have the armor piercing on the Voidal Swords, but it looks like I've got it on an alt character right now, not in my inventory. Oh, that sucks quite a bit. Focus. Just realized now that I could have used the buff. Oh god, they're gonna end up being like... Going down. Tunnel 3, desolate, desert. Come and fight. Where's X Chibi? I don't know if I'm blind. I think I am. Oh well. This is literally the most boring part of the stream, and I still see 17 people here, so thank you very much for sticking around. I am exhausted, and that is the only reason why I thought this was a smart idea. Yeah, X-Chibi's a very, very strong player. That's the player that helped us with the recording of the footage for floor 11 in... Hey, no, that's not the entire server. There's literally more people online inside the guild than there is standing around this. Aichi, it's not so much hold on as just keep going. Because... Oh, somebody strong has shown up. That is definitely faster than before. There's somebody strong contributing a lot of DPS here. Will we get that life bar down? Yes! 3 life bars down. Desert Channel 3. Shush. Close enough. There's a pixel of blue. It's those 6-second stuns where you can't even do any damage. Look at that, guys. The red life bar is visible. Probably 3 more cycles? I don't think we're quite gonna get him. Oh, especially not with the stun. Everybody else standing on the outside using ranged classes, and I'm just standing in the line of fire. Alright, and the worst part about this is that the drop is gonna be miserable. I just know it. It's gonna be that normal conquest pack that's got like a 5% chance of dropping even 1 frag. The card does that. Channel 3. Alright. Yeah, all the effects are definitely making my computer run pretty bad. But here we go, guys. My weapon broke! I can't even fight him! Oh my gosh! And I can't even do any damage! Oh my gosh! If I hadn't broken my weapon, that last pixel would have been gone. You got this, though. Look at that. One freaking pixel. That's that blue pixel that I used to acknowledge earlier, huh? And I'm actually about to die. That is the most pixel. Woo! Alright, now let's see what we get. Nothing good, I'm sure. Summer Alucard, I abide by the agreement and leave this place. Oh. I mean, it's not as bad as I thought, but I'm gonna get 3 luminous stones. Huh? Okay, I got 2,000 dragon points, but I literally can't even use them. Alright then, I do think that's a great place to end our stream with that extremely lackluster award for having killed the most ridiculous boss in the game. But thank you so much to everybody that joined me for reaching cap level, which totally reached it. We also killed the ridiculous boss for a very low reward, and that's about it. So oh. Plinko got me some screenshots of that last little pixel of the life bar, but that is going to be it for today, so thank you so much to everybody for showing up. I do believe that I have earned myself going to bed now that it's, oh, I don't even want to look at the time. So, we'll catch you guys next time, and thank you very much! Bye!